How do you identify eligible zakat recipients? Imagine you have a responsibility to help those in need, but how do you know who truly qualifies? That's what we're exploring today. Understanding who can receive zakat is key to fulfilling this important act of Islamic philanthropy. Zakat is one of the 5 pillars of Islam and a mandatory act of worship for Muslims who meet certain conditions. To be obligated to pay zakat, a person must be an adult, free, of sound mind, and in full control of their wealth. Their assets must be above the minimum threshold called the unknown, which is usually the value of 85 grams of gold or 595 grams of silver. The wealth must be held for a full lunar year before zakat is due. Now, who can receive zakat? The Quran clearly lists 8 categories of eligible recipients. First, the poor, or al-fuqara, are those who lack enough wealth to meet their basic needs. Next are the needy, or al-masakin, who have some resources but still cannot cover essentials like food, shelter, or clothing. Then there are those appointed to collect and distribute zakat, called al-amalin. These are trusted individuals managing the funds. The Quran also mentions those whose hearts need softening, known as al-mu'allafat al-qulub. This includes new Muslims or those who might be inclined toward Islam. Then, there are slaves or captives seeking freedom, called furriqab. People burdened by debts they cannot repay are also eligible, known as al-gharamin. Those working for the cause of Allah, which can include scholars or community workers, are included as well. Lastly, travelers stranded without resources, called ibn sabil, can receive zakat to help them continue their journey. When distributing zakat, certain rules apply. You cannot give it to immediate family members you are legally responsible for, like parents, children, or spouses. Giving zakat to them would reduce your obligation to support them directly. However, you can give to other relatives like siblings or cousins if they are eligible and not your dependents. Giving zakat to descendants of the Prophet Muhammad is generally not allowed. Calculating zakat involves taking 2.5% of your eligible wealth that has been held for a lunar year. This includes savings, gold, silver, investments, and certain other assets. Some scholars also permit zakat on income if it exceeds the unknown. You can give zakat directly to individuals who fit the categories or through trusted organizations that ensure proper distribution. Different Islamic schools of thought have slight variations on some details. For example, some scholars suggest dividing zakat equally among all categories, while others focus on the most urgent needs. The category in the cause of Allah can include supporting religious scholars, community projects, or defense efforts, depending on the interpretation. In the world of Islamic social finance, correctly identifying eligible recipients is vital. It ensures that zakat reaches those who need it most, supports community development, and fulfills your religious duty. Always consult knowledgeable scholars or reputable organizations if you're unsure about specific cases. Remember, the goal is to help those truly in need while respecting the rules set out in Islamic law. By understanding these guidelines, you can make sure your zakat makes a real difference in people's lives and strengthens the bonds within your community.